Tzu Chi Liaison Office in West Toronto hosts a prayer ceremony to promote vegetarianism during the 7th lunar month. We'll learn about emergency treatment in case we get attacked by snakes or wasps when we're outdoors. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In Canada, Tzu Chi West Toronto Liaison Office held a prayer ceremony to promote vegetarianism during the 7th lunar month. At the occasion, Tzu Chi volunteers provided delicious vegetarian food and invited attendees to adopt a meatless diet. In the 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi West Toronto Liaison Office held a prayer ceremony to promote vegetarianism. Among the attendees is Zhen Qiuling, who brought her daughter.
When I cooked meat, my daughter refused to eat it. She complained to me, "Do you know how much the animals suffered? Do you feel their pain?"
Volunteers provide vegetarian cuisine at the gathering, which also included a health seminar. This elderly couple says their secret to longevity is adopting a meatless diet.
In my dream, someone brought a tied-up chicken to me and asked me to eat it. Then I remember I do not eat meat since I am a vegetarian.
It is easier for our bodies to digest and absorb vegetarian food. It is more moderate on our bodies.
In addition, attendees at the gathering also write down their wishes, vowing to do their part to protect planet Earth as well as their own health. Besides the volunteers in Canada, German Tzu Chi volunteers also organized an activity at a department store to promote the benefits of vegetarianism. Let's join them there.
The lack of vegetarian foods options in many Western countries lead many people to believe a vegetarian diet include noodles with tomato sauce, sandwiches with cucumbers, or vegetables with cheese. German Tzu Chi volunteers promote vegetarianism during the 7th lunar month. The largest department store chain in Germany provides the venue and the needed tableware for them to prepare meatless foods.
These foods are delicious. Actually, I shouldn't have eaten anything today because I just went to a dentist. But these meatless foods are very delicious, which suits my taste, so I don't care.
I ate a lot of meat before, but since last year when I went to Taiwan, I was influenced by my girlfriend's mother, who is a Tzu Chi volunteer. I ate a lot of vegetables at that time. I think meatless foods are delicious.
These vegetarian foods, which are simple and full of creativity, reverse most people's impression that meatless foods are not delicious. It is hoped that everyone can change their habits of eating meat. Through this activity, local residents understand the importance of reducing carbon emissions. After the Chinese Civil War ended in 1949, many KMT soldiers were stranded in northern Thailand. Tzu Chi began caring for these lonely veterans some 23 years ago, including those in a nursing home. Then Tzu Chi has also built a DaAi village in northern Thailand, as well as Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School. In addition, Taiwanese government also provides agricultural technical support to help the farmers there get stable income.
A cup of handmade coffee inspires this woman to tell a remarkable tale.
My grandfather stayed in northern Thailand, where he led the Thai military to fight in Padang.
Sen is a descendant of military living in Thailand and Myanmar, the granddaughter of Sun Ja-en, commander of the 195th Army Division. She opened a cafe in 1993 called the 93rd Division Coffee. Even if she has been separated from war by 2 generations, the memory is still engraved in her mind, as she will never forget the blood and tears.
I fought in Padang for 3 years, about 3 years and 6 months.
Li Chaoxiang fought for the KMT and Yunnan Army, and when forces retreated, he finally settled in northern Thailand. 40 years, he has only been accompanied by his comrades. With the passage of time, there are empty beds as only he remains.
She is just like my mother. I worship my mother and her because she gives me food and something to wear.
He says there are no pills, but these are the substitutes, and he should take 4 at a time.
In 1995, Tzu Chi began a Thai and Myanmar Veterans Care Campaign, which included a 3-year plan for 200 solitary veterans to be put in 2 different care centers, though now only 6 remain.
If there's this opportunity to provide them with what they need, I simply bring it to them to make them happy. Or if I simply have some spare time, I spend it with them.
Going through the war alone, these veterans now cannot stop the advance of time. And just like the hills of northern Thailand, they have endured turbulent times.
They only had experience holding a rifle, so they don't know how to do business. To survive, the most convenient way for them to earn a living was growing poppy.
These drugs and opium are imported to Chiang Mai, so here we will do a check, as there are lots of police inspectors from Chiang Rai to Chiang Mai.
Driving into the infamous Golden Triangle, northern Thailand, there are random inspections. Even though there's no poppy planted, there's a very serious feeling here.
Now I'm looking through this telescope to see Laos and Myanmar. This is the border Thailand shares with these 3 countries, which are thought to be the center of the drug trade. But since the Thai royal family actively promoted the development of agricultural farms instead of planting poppy, this change in crop with higher economic values has led this area to become a popular sightseeing location.
Taking this road into the mountains, we see this farm, which has been influenced by Taiwan's agricultural practices.
First, they do preparations, and then when it comes to grafting, they move it inside here, and you can see the work is very beautiful.
Inside this greenhouse, one can see a lot of passion fruit. This variety is known as Taiwan's Tai Nong No. 1.
Our previous technology used 2 buds, but 2 buds grow relatively slowly, which is a problem. So Taiwan introduced us to 1 bud, which we have to use 1 bud, which is enough.
Taiwan and Thailand's agricultural exchange has been in place for more than 40 years. The Thai Royal Project Foundation was created, later seeking Taiwan's technical support to replace drug production in the area.
I think it's useful because it is helping the poor opium farmer from getting rid of their crop and become very rich.
A lot of Taiwan's technological progress has introduced a new variety of fruits and vegetables. This shows that Taiwan's agriculture is still more advanced than Thailand's. Giving financial support isn't the most important thing, as promoting friendship and bilateral relations and providing access to Taiwan's agricultural technology.
In the case of passion fruit, fruit planted in Thailand in 2012 suffered from a virus which seriously affected the yield. This led the ICDF to introduce Tai Nong No. 1 seedling to improve the fruit harvest, which provided real economic benefits to farmers.
Our cooperative plan was to produce 3,000 to 10,000 seedlings and then 50,000 to 100,000. At the moment, we have annual output of 500,000 a year.
There are 37 workstations under the World Project Foundation, with each receiving farming help from Taiwan, including lettuce, broccoli, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, lilies, grapes, mushrooms, strawberries, and passion fruit, and others. After seed propagation, distribution was made to farmers.
We focus on the development of some biological pesticides to assist the Royal Project Foundation to produce safer fruits and vegetables.
This young couple's orchard has Tainong #1 passion fruit, with each fruit containing a special wish.
We now have a stable income and can be self-reliant. Our lifestyle is better than that of those who work in an office.
If you're learning while you're doing it, you can make improvement and get better and better. You'll know if the process is good or bad, and you can become self-reliant one day, starting from scratch, and now save a little money.
Passion fruit farmers are benefiting from the technology and know-how from far away in Taiwan. This bilateral cooperation is paying dividends not only with better fruit harvests, but appreciation for support from far away. Northern Thailand is now benefiting from Taiwan's love and compassion in the form of agricultural technology, which has created a sort of miracle for these once poor farmers who are now filled with pride.
Wharton, an hour ride away from Houston, Texas, was also devastated by Hurricane Harvey. In the aftermath of the hurricane, many residents are still waiting for the help of aid organizations. In the meantime, although many residents receive hotel vouchers from FEMA, they're unable to find hotels that accept the vouchers. Fortunately, the residents have shown their resilience as they help each other.
An hour away from Houston, Texas, the city of Wharton was impacted by Hurricane Harvey more severely than by any other disaster before.
I'm still stuck in my daughter's house with 20 more other people. I don't have insurance, couldn't afford it. And then again, they give it to us, but it's so high. You have to say, okay, well, am I going to pay my mortgage note, or am I going to pay flood insurance? Am I going to eat this month, or am I going to pay flood insurance? No, it's just, we're just caught between a rock and a stone. You just don't know what to do.
Although Wharton is hit by floods regularly, its 10,000 residents have never seen their city suffer to this extent, with over 1,350 houses affected, as well as many businesses. Most of those impacted don't have flood insurance.
Today, our organization, I've been calling around getting cleaning supplies because the city of Wharton is out of cleaning supplies, you know. We are feeding the community because everybody needs someone. And at this time, you know, a smile, you know, or a hug means a lot. So, you know, to me, it's a blessing to be able to be that person that everybody gets to come to when they're in need. You know, last year when it flooded, you know, we had a lot of support, but right now the support is little, very small. We can't make anyone come out to help us. All we could do is help one another. You know, when, you know, no one else is there, I mean, we depend on one another, so that's all we could do. The focus is on the bigger cities where, you know, there's more money, there's more people, you know, that's been devastated, you know, but maybe we just considered the least.
Sir? It's a lot of them got their vehicles submerged in the water. They got no transportation to get back and forth. So when they don't have transportation and we know where they are, if we can help them, we're going to deliver, you know. That's part of being us. You know, just do it, going to do what we can to help out. Newscasters, they showed the big cities all the water, but the smaller cities and the smaller peoples where they didn't have, you know, the people's coming to help with the boats, they wasn't here. It kind of makes me feel upset because we're all Texans and we're all part of what happened. So I think everybody should have equal justice, you know. Being from here, I also figure that we're going to get out, we're going to do what we have to do to survive, and we're doing it.
In the streets of Wharton, although many feel that they've been forgotten by the news media and relief organizations, the resilience and solidarity of the residents is evident everywhere. It will be months before they receive compensation from the government. In the meantime, Tzu Chi Foundation is planning to host a distribution to help them get through this difficult time.
In our next report, we'll meet a former alcoholic from Taidong's Bunong tribe who once vomited blood after drinking heavily. After he was discharged from the hospital, his family worried that he started drinking alcohol again and therefore sought help from a public health nurse. With the help of the nurse and his family support, this man has successfully quit alcohol.
I hope my dad will stop drinking alcohol and stay safe so he won't be hospitalized. Amen.
In kindergartner Hu Yuqing's memories, her father Hu Zhenqing was often drunk.
Back then, people around me were all drinking alcohol, and if I did not drink, I'd be out of place. I became happier after drinking, so I kept drinking.
When he got drunk, he could have a fit and start throwing things. Oftentimes, he broke our TV and glass. He also hit the wooden walls and threw chairs.
Due to his serious alcohol addiction, Hu Zhenqing lost his job and became unhealthy.
Before the Lunar New Year, he vomited blood and could not recognize people. The doctor even asked us to sign a declaration form. He said if he could wake up after dialysis, he'd be fine. Otherwise, he'd be hopeless.
In April of 2017, Hu Zhenqing was hospitalized at Taidong McKay Memorial Hospital for half a month because he vomited blood and became delirious with other complications. After he returned home, his family worried that he'd start drinking alcohol again and sought help from public health nurse in Taidong's Haiduan Township.
His elder sister told me that he suffered from serious alcohol withdrawal syndrome when he was hospitalized. Therefore, she worried about caring for him after he returned home. Back then, I had just attended a drug rehab class, and the CEO of the organization is quite caring. Therefore, I told him about the condition of this case.
In June of 2017, Hu Yueru brought Hu Zhenqing to a professional organization in Hualien to learn about ways to quit drinking alcohol.
In the past, my elder sister kept telling me to go to alcohol rehab center, but I refused. I thought I could quit drinking with my own will. Nevertheless, I failed many times. This time, maybe with my strong will to quit drinking alcohol, I succeeded.
Public health nurses who visit the local residents are very familiar with the tribes. There are some regular SOP steps to be followed in medical practice. After he received treatment and returned to the familiar community, it is important for his family and community to support him.
After Hu Zhenqing returned to the community, Hu Yueru periodically visits him every week, giving him and his family the biggest support and encouragement.
She comes to our house periodically to check on his conditions because the doctor said he cannot be too tired. If Yueru thinks it's necessary, we can go attend classes or just go out instead of staying home the whole time.
For 4 months, Hu Zhenqing has stayed away from alcohol and has even started working. His family are really happy about his progress.
I'm very happy that my son has quit alcohol. I feel less pressure now. He can go to work while I can take care of his children at home.
After my dad was hospitalized 3 times, he no longer wants to drink alcohol.
To pursue a healthy lifestyle, many people go hiking during their free time, but outdoor activities have its dangers, especially hiking in Taiwan's mountains, where many poisonous snakes or wasps or hornets live. Today, we bring you some knowledge from the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital of how to avoid attacks and treat wounds should you come across them.
This 1.8 meters long Taiwanese beauty snake was recently captured by the Dongshan Fire Department at a home in the mountains.
If you don't step on snakes, they won't bite you.
The Taiwanese beauty snake is not poisonous, yet some people are automatically scared of them. What to do if you come across one in the wild?
In the mountains, if you're passing through a bush, you can take your walking stick and disturb the bush before entering to wake the snakes, and they will leave. If you keep a safe distance from them, they won't attack. If it's about 1 meter long, you should keep it about 1 meter between the snake and you. Then they won't attack you.
Snakes very rarely attack humans first, but if humans attack them or scare them, then the snake will feel threatened and bite.
It's their natural reflex. Humans are their enemy. You're so big, so of course they are scared.
Taiwan's main 6 poisonous snakes are Chinese moccasin snake, Taiwanese kraits, pointed scale pit viper, bamboo viper, and Russell's viper. Their venom is deadly, and if bitten by them, don't do any strenuous movements.
One can use stretchy clothes or bandages and slightly tie it up in between the wound and the heart. The hospital has posters so the patient can quickly identify the snake type and will receive treatment to clear the venom from the bloodstream.
In the wild, one must also watch out for poisonous insect stings, as their attack is harder to avoid than snakes. I stand still if I see they are nearby. I found if I keep moving around avoiding them, they'll follow me because we have sweat on us. Wasps are especially dangerous as they are particularly aggressive.
They attack in bunches, and their stingers aren't like bees. They sting repeatedly. Their intestines don't fall out when they attack like bees do.
When 1 or 2 wasps are near, don't use big motions, waving them away. One should stand still, then move slowly away from the area. What one wears to the outdoors is also important.
Try to wear light-colored clothing, nothing too bright, and avoid perfume on the body.
As these stings could lead to anaphylactic shock, caution should be taken. Before heading to the hospital, the patient could use topical cream to alleviate the pain.
He can use ice antihistamine ointment or ointment with steroids topically. Most important is to observe if there are allergic reactions.
With the right methods to deal with attacks and wounds from poisonous snakes and stings, hikers can then enjoy a safe time outdoors.
In Tainan's Zhongxi district, a senior's home was damaged from last year's Typhoon Meranti. With her roof gone and her furniture crushed by the falling tiles, she could only sleep on the floor. Upon learning of her situation, Tzu Chi volunteers began caring for the senior, repaired her roof, and gave her a bed to sleep in.
With holes in the ceiling, sunlight directly shines down on this room. Can you imagine this is where this senior sleeps at night? A typhoon destroyed her roof and rain soaked her furniture. The senior and her grandchild lived like that until Tzu Chi volunteers extended a helping hand.
There are always difficulties, but we can use patience and understanding to deal with situations.
After a year of communicating with the senior, the volunteers are finally able to make some repairs to the home. When the finishing touches were put on the bed, the senior was quite moved. The bed frame has handles on the side to help the senior get up from the bed. Tzu Chi volunteers' thoughtfulness has touched her heart, as they hope the senior can finally get a good night's rest and live in peace for the rest of her days.
In Jiangsu, China, Tzu Chi Foundation's construction of DaAi homes in孔蕩village has recently been completed. A ceremony was held as 282 households move into 81 structures of houses. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.